In the early 80s when we moved here, there was no vineyards in the south end of the Napa Valley. We looked at the terroir, said this would probably be a good area to grow grapes, and we planted Pinot Noir. We've been farming Pinot Noir at this location for the past 40 years.
The changeover to Cabernet was 100% my dad's idea.
Farming Pinot, I've been farming Pinot so long I could do it in my sleep.
At first I was not on board. I told him repeatedly that we were a Pinot Noir house.
I know the strong parts of the vineyard, the weak parts. I know the consistency of the fruit. I know the flavor profile I'm looking for.
And that was our specialty, and we should sort of stay in our lane.
So it's kind of like it's just rolling out of bed type of farming.
And do what we do best. But he kept saying, no, I want to do cabs.
But the Cabernet now, it's kind of a new ball game.
You know, once my dad has something in his mind, it's really hard to get him to change course.
I like to make things interesting. Runaway tractors, that kind of stuff. That's good, keeps you young. So my name is Ken Nerlove, and I'm the owner of Elkhorn Peak Cellars, me and my daughter.
Elise Nerlove. I am a second-generation grape grower and winemaker here at Elkhorn Peak Cellars.
Run our small micro winery in the south end of the Napa Valley. We purchased this ranch in 1983. It's a 28-acre abandoned sheep ranch, and we moved up here, recognized the potential to grow grapes, and started farming. In 1997, we purchased another 10-acre parcel about a quarter-mile away, planted Pinot Noir on that parcel. We farmed that for about 20 years.
I grew up sort of watching him build the vineyards and the wine label, jumped on board to help out in 2017, and once you get bit by the winemaking bug, it's very hard to do anything else. It's supposed to be a short-term, 6-month stint, and I never left.
In the Napa Valley, cab is king, but all the cab is always been planted up valley where it's very warm.
So once my dad had decided Cabernet Sauvignon was on, it was on. We contacted a nursery, we started doing our research about rootstocks, Cabernet clones that are early ripening. They delivered 12,000 vines. We hauled them down to the vineyard. Everyone grabbed a shovel, walked out to the field and started digging.
We did it old school. We planted every single vine with a shovel.
That was a very humbling experience. I've done a lot of hard work in my day, but hand planting 10,000 Cabernet vines is probably still at the top of the list for me as most hardcore farm work I've ever participated in.
So when you start growing Cabernet in a cooler region, you kind of change the dynamics. It's a really pretty area for a Cabernet vineyard, for any vineyard. It's pretty steep.
It has 2 giant slopes like this. It's exhausting to walk, but it makes for a very interesting set of grapes.
It'll be challenging to farm, but it's kind of tucked away right down in this little pocket, south-facing hill.
Because you have 2 peaks and 2 valleys and then 4 slopes like this.
I think it could grow some nice fruit. It's going to be tough to farm it, but you know, tough farming is interesting. Anybody can farm flatland, that's not fun. Farming the hillsides is the challenge.
Farming the Cabernet vineyard really keeps us on our toes because Cabernet is a unique grape. It's a different beast.
We're incorporating new farming practices, organic farming, regenerative farming, a lot of things that I haven't done in the past. But at the end of the day, it's still about growing grapes, farming the soil. I'm pretty confident that it'll turn out good. I have confidence in what I do, so I should have done a good job after 40 years of farming. If I hadn't, I would have been pretty disappointed.
The style of Cabernet we're making, very reminiscent of how Napa Valley was making Cabernet Sauvignons back in the 70s. This wine is more in line with the Cabernet Sauvignons that made Napa Valley great. I'm talking about Freemark Abbey, I'm talking about Heights, Turnbull Cellars. Back in the day, all of these producers were making a lighter style Cabernet Sauvignon with alcohol around 12.5%. And you won't find those Cabernet styles in Napa Valley anymore, but those were the wines that really put Napa Valley on the map.
And that's the kind of wine we're making today.